Morning music talks. We're going to talk about, I'm working on a book called The Art of Improvisation and Modern Harmony. And I'm sketching it out. So I'm going to go through some of the pages and then I'm going to demonstrate it on the piano. Here's the tritones of all the dominant chords. Super important to know the tritones of the dominant chord, because the tritone is the third and seventh, and it defines if a chord is major, minor, or dominant. I'm going to play the tritone of these, and I'm going to go through the cycle of fourths. C7, F7, E flat, E flat 7, A flat, G7, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, and back to C. You can play that a million different ways. And what's good to do it and make it musical, not an exercise. You could turn this into beautiful compositions. So, it's my book I'm working on. Look for the digital copy this year. Here's an important one for composers, songwriters, and people who want to master improvisation. Understanding the diminished seventh chords. There's 3 of them. Each diminished seventh has 2 tritones. Each tritone can go to 2 different keys. So let's say that again. Each diminished seventh chord points to 4 different keys, because each diminished seventh chord has 2 tritones. Each tritone can go to 2 different keys. What do I mean by that? Okay, let's take the tritone B and F. That belongs to G7, right? There's a 3rd and 7th. Now, if this, look at this as this, reverse it, 7 and 3. Now, it's C sharp 7. So that tritone belongs to G7 and C sharp 7. It's important to master the dominant chords. Each diminished seventh, see how it belongs to 4 different dominant chords that have the flat 9? Right. See, look, I'll play the diminished seventh, and I'm not going to change this chord with the right hand. I'm just going to change the root, and you can see how it belongs to all 4 of those chords, okay? Here's the diminished seventh. Now I'm going to do just root. F7, D7 flat 9, A flat 7, B7 flat 9, okay? Remember, 3 diminished. Figure out that one. Figure out the 4 dominant chords it goes to. And then the 3rd one, figure out the 4 dominant chords it goes to. Now, understanding the dominant chords is imperative for composers, songwriters, and people who want to become master improvisers. Now, here's examples of a dominant 7. They all go to major. G7, G9, G11, G13. Okay? G7, G9, G11, G13. They all go to C major. Okay, now listen up, this is what's important. So, first of all, master your dominant chords that go to the major. G7, G9, G11. G11 means suspended, and G13. They're all super usable. Listen to them. G7, G9, G11, that's modern, great for pop and rock music, and 13. G13, you hear that in everything. So, here's what's important. Pay attention to this closely. The flat 9 is a flag. Once you see the flat 9 present on the dominant chord, it's a flag that we're going to minor now instead. And it also tells you something else cool. Now you can use any of the other extensions. See, look at all these cool versions of G7 flat 9 with all the extensions. So they all point to minor. Yeah. G7 flat 9. G7 raised 9. G7 raised 9 flat 9. G plus 7. G plus 7 flat 9. And on and on, there's more of them. We'll get into detail later in my book. Here's a good one. There's 3 minor scales. My favorite is the one that Dick Grove taught me, called the natural harmonic minor. The difference is it's not a 7-note scale, it's an 8-note minor scale, and it sounds the most musical. And when I analyze music of Beethoven, Chopin, Rachmaninoff, I see that they're using this scale. Let me demonstrate it. Here's the difference. T-do. It has B. We're using C minor for the example. Now listen how this sounds through a 2-5-1 in minor. So I'll do. Listen. Every chord on that 2-5-1 progression, the notes all sound beautiful through all of them. If you use the other 2 minor scales, here I wrote out the natural harmonic minor scale for you. Now, if you use the other 2 minor scales, they don't sound very musical. The ones taught in traditional harmony and universities, C melodic minor, C natural minor, they don't sound very musical to me, not as an improviser. Look, I'll take the C melodic minor. No, it's missing notes. And same with the melodic minor. You only need this one, natural harmonic minor, in my opinion. Some of you guys that are university guys, you can argue about this all you want, but you know what? What sounds the best to this? That's how Bach wrote his rules. He didn't like, okay, this is Lydian, that's Mixolydian, this is Dorian. Bullshit. He used this to create music, not a bunch of rules written out by some retarded university. C melodic minor, there it is. Does not sound musical. C harmonic minor does not sound musical to me. I like the natural harmonic minor. That's the one. When I was learning how to improvise, when I went to the Dick Grove School of Music in Los Angeles, and beginning stage, a little confused about minor. Once Dick Grove showed me the natural harmonic minor, and I applied that to my improvising, things came together. It sounded musical. They didn't seem forced into try. Here's a good one. Look at all these different forms of a C chord. Can you play all these? It's a lot of them, isn't it? I can play them all without thinking. It's a reflex. And not only can I do it, but I can do it in 12 keys. I could do it if I was shit-faced even. So if you want to be a master improviser, you need to climb the chord wall. You need to master all the chords. So you have a level playing field, no weak spots. Chromatic triads. I'm going to get into that in my book. Those sound wicked. Now, 2-5-1 progression. Very important one to master in all 12 keys. Just do 1 key a week. If you can play this and not think, that alone is going to help your spontaneous playing so much. Also, even easier than that one, probably best start off with the 4-5-1 progression in 12 keys. That's used on all your pop music, rock music, and church hymns. It's the 2-5-1s that you're going to see basically used more in jazz and classical. And then the more sophisticated form of 2-5-1, the 1-6-2-5-1, very powerful. After you learn that, that's enough of mastering chord progressions. Play music, music, music. The 7/3 voicing is very beautiful to sing and very powerful. The 7/3 voicing defines if a chord is major, minor, or dominant. And just playing those two notes implies the whole large chord form. Listen to this. Great exercise. Just voice lead those 7/3 voicings. Okay? Block voicing. That's just closed voicing. So like on a 2-5-1, that's block voicing. That's voicings that are, within an octave. Block voicing. Those are important to master. Open voicings are my favorite. They're huge. So here's a block voicing, C major 7. Now I'm going to do an open voicing. I'm going to do a 10th with the left hand. 1, 3, 5, 9, raise 11, 13. Open voicings, big and powerful. You start to use 10ths, you're going to love them. And if your left hand can't stretch, just start with the octave, work up, just stretch that hand. You can do it. And if not, you can also rock it. Here's a great warm-up. It's all the triads. There's only 4 different triads, right? You have major, minor, diminished, I'm gonna go back to major, and augmented. This is a great exercise for ear training, warming up vocally, and just to master as a pianist. Minor, diminished, back to major, augmented, do that in 12 keys, see what it does for your improvising. There's a 5-finger exercise designed by a dude named Danyani, and I liked it. I think it's very good. I'll show it to you. You don't want to go too much with exercises. It's best to play music. Martha Agarwal, a woman, I think she's 82 now, maybe even older, playing the most difficult classical music in the world. I saw an interview with her, and she's smoking a cigarette, and the guy's asking, do you practice exercises? And she said, no. She practices the passages instead. That's much more musical. So don't go nuts on exercises. It's not musical, and it's going to make your improvisation sound contrived instead of natural, because your hands are going to get used to habits and they fall into it. Here's this Danyani 5-finger exercise. You hold the 5 fingers down. You keep them down the whole time. You do a trill with these 2 fingers. And then these 2. And then these 2. Oh, that's so good for the ringer. And then those 2. Now it's best to do rhythmically a triplet because it alters what note that you're putting the emphasis on. For example, if you did an 8th note, 1, 2, every time it would put the emphasis on the thumb. If you think triplet, it shifts the emphasis back and forth. Thumb, 1. It's better to do a triplet. My book I'm working on. So, here's another great thing. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of 12, all 12 keys. If you want to be a master improviser, have no weak spots as a composer or songwriter, you have to have this in 12 keys. A term taught to me when I was studying in Los Angeles, some teacher called it the chord wall, and I love that term. If you want to be a master improviser and a composer or songwriter with no weak spots, then you must climb the chord wall. It takes some effort, but you don't have to be no brain surgeon to do it. But the beauty of it, once you got it, and it's with you for life. Okay? I hope this helps. My name's Roger Mielke. Have a great day. God bless you. Stay healthy. Stay motivated with your music. Keep learning. Exercise a little bit every day. Doesn't have to be intense. Stay away from drugs. Limit your alcohol. Eat healthy.